wanted to show you something I made here. I made a little April calendar. I know it's a couple of days into April, but I thought I'd make it for you to teach you some new different of my color combinations. But I figured, you know, if I'm going to teach you the combinations, you might as well print out something that you can like put on your wall and maybe use. You could circle what date it is or whatever. Alright, so I'm going to show you some color combinations here. I made this chart like I normally do, my cool little chart. I'm loving these. Your guys' responses are awesome. So I want to show you real quick here. You could print this out on my Etsy shop page, so it'll be available there. Or you could just learn these color combinations, and but you'll also, if you print it out from my site, you'll get this the chart and then the blank one too, so you could use it and fill it in with your own colors. So I thought I wanted to show you just some new little interesting vintage is really in right now, so I kind of wanted to do a vintage type of a theme, and I'm going to try to show you a couple different new combinations on this one too for April. So and I'm going to do another one here in a couple days for maybe like a daily planner or something. So anyways, all right, so here's what we're going to do here. So I want to base this here, this one here. Let's get a little closer so you can watch. All right, so what we're going to do here with this one, this is going to be a blue lake, and then we're going to use a lilac. Okay, so a blue lake and a lilac. And then what we want to do here is just lightly put the blue lake in, but leave little spaces of white. So just throw in just some color, you know. And I'm pushing really light, just light areas. You can go darker in some areas, but just throw the color in, lay the color down kind of sporadically so that you can have, you know, the little highlights in there. Okay, then you take your lilac here, and actually, you know what, I'm going to switch that. Let's switch this. Sorry about that. Let's switch this to a crimson lake. I want to have it, sorry, I have to sharpen my pencil. I want to have this a little bit of a reddish, little rosy kind of a look. So let's do that, because now red and blue make a purple, right? So that's why I changed it at the last minute. So let's put in a little bit of crimson lake in here. And I'm just doing it right on the edge, right on along the inside. When you're doing roses, you want to keep the, you know, insides darker than the rest of them, and then the tips light, so that it has that look of the highlights at the end of the leaf. Now sometimes on roses they have colors on the very, very tips of them as well. Sometimes even a different color. So there's different ways you could do these roses. So I'm just filling this in just like this. What's cool about this picture too, because it's got the lines in there for you to help you with the shading a little bit, which is nice. So you just fill this in, and it gives a really neat look to it, something more unusual, you know. It's fun to color in too. So I'm just throwing in the color, and I'm doing it darker in some areas, you know, and lighter in some areas. So I'm going to do that one here all the way around, and that'll have a really cool look. And then we'll do another flower. So now what we're going to do here is I'm going to keep going here, and we're just going to put it on the tips. And then on the inside, just like this. And use that little flickering motion. You can put it darker in here if you want. And then just come around the sides like this, and then come up maybe this end, over here, maybe over here. These type of a look on this flower, it has a really nice kind of a whispery, airy type of a look to it, like almost like a watercolor kind of a thing. So I'm just throwing the color in here and leaving it. Some spaces has it, some spaces don't have it. Now if you want, you can also put in, throw in some of that blue lake that we used on it, like just to, you know, maybe in just some areas if you want to give it a little bit of a more of a watercolor type of a look. You can just add some just in some various areas. And it gives a really nice, just a little nice look to the petal. Like a soft watercolor look, right? And I'm just throwing it in, and just like there's no rhyme or reason to it, just kind of where I think it would look nice, see? So we just put a little in here, and there you go. That way it's kind of got a continuous flow with colors too, because one color blends into another color. So now let's do this flower here. Let's take I'm using a Deco pink here, and I'm putting it same way in, kind of nicely here with this Deco pink. I'm just putting it in same way. This whole picture like this, or the way I'm doing this, this one is just going to be really light like this, with a nice airy kind of a look. And so now I'm going to grab some lilac. So now we're going to put some lilac, and with the lilac, let's put this on tips. Just on the tips here. Okay. Nice. There we go. Do some in here too. That's a nice little wispy color, isn't it? And then if you want, you could put in some more of that pink if you want it to be a little bit more pinkier in some spots. There we go. That's cute. Now I'm just going through and just darkening it just a little bit, just to give it a lot more of a, give it some more love. Need some more love. Alright, there we go. And since it's down underneath this flower, we should probably darken that too. Right there. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Alrighty, let's work on this one now. So now for this little guy right here, we're going to do a little bit more of a color combination here, which I've got here on my chart here, which we're going to use Deco Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Goldenrod, and believe it or not, Crimson Lake. So that's what's really cool about getting these color combination charts, because you can have this for reference, and you can look at it like if you want to do a coloring page yourself on any kind of coloring page. Any of these will work, because you just you know, can look at it and see what it actually looks like and say, okay, well maybe I'll do a flower in that color, or maybe I'll do one in this color, or whatever. So these color charts are really great. Alright, so anyway, so now let's take a Deco Yellow, and let's do the same breezy feel with this little flower. Okay, well, there we go. Get some on the tips, not all the tips, because the tips kind of be lighter, right? All right, now I gotta sharpen my little pencil here. So now let's take the yellow ochre, ochre, and I'm going to just come along the inside of these little folds here, but come down maybe not halfway, but enough to leave like a little line in a circle. Pretend like there's a little circle here, and leave that area with the really, really light color. And then do the same down here, because then it'll look like, not really like the flower's bending, but just like there's a little highlight in the middle of the flower. So we'll just kind of come up here, and then we'll do the same here. There we go. Maybe a little bit in here. You just sort of put it where you want it to go. maybe darker along maybe the tips, huh? And then once you got your color in, you could play around with it and make areas darker, lighter. All right, now let's take the Goldenrod, and we're going to do the same thing, but just a little bit more sporadically. A little darker in some areas, darker in some areas. Bring it down. Feather it out. Once in a while, if you notice, I do little circles and then bring it down like this. So, see, you can lay the color down and then bring it down like that, like a flick it. I like using circles sometimes. It's actually kind of fun to make the little circles. Actually, the whole thing is fun. I like doing everything. I love the way the pencil sounds when it hits the paper. Okay, so now you can actually just leave that if you wanted to do a flower in this combination. It's a real soft color combination. Now let's take the Crimson Lake though on this flower, because I do want to teach you some new methods. So let's put the Crimson Lake in. Now I'm doing it just lightly on the edges, just on the edges, ever so lightly, just to give it a nice hint of that color. And then I'll put a little in here, maybe on the side. You don't have to go all the way around every single wear. Like maybe you just want to do it maybe only on this section, and maybe only down here, and then maybe over here to balance that out. You see what I mean? See how I'm just kind of adding it in little spots, like right here I'm coming down, and then again underneath, because it's always darker like where it's bending down, you know, because it's bending right there. So we want to keep that little bend, and then we just put the color in. Same thing there, and same thing over here. A little more, I guess, on this one since it's hanging around. All right, see? So that looks good. Now we could just kind of mess around if you want. You can add some more goldenrod to that if you wanted to, or whatever. Make it darker in here, I guess. Maybe towards just the bottom, make it a little darker, huh? Okay, there we go. This is so pretty. All right, now let's see, what else are we gonna do now? I guess we'll just do this one here. So let's take that Deco yellow and fill in this flower. Same with the really wispy quickie. And then let's do, this one was, I think we're going to do it in this pretty color. This is Deco Pink, Blush Pink, and Lilac. So now let's get some Blush Pink out here. And let's do some Blush Pink on the tips. When you search for my store on Etsy, you just search for, it's Etsy.com, just look for Lisa Brando. I've also just started a Patreon. I just heard about Patreon. Somebody turned me on to that. I guess I don't know how it works, but I think I'll put, when you join, it's a way for people to support artists so that they can continue in their work and stuff. And so you sign up as a member, and then every month I think I'll give away a new calendar page, maybe some color charts or something like that. So if you go to my Patreon page, sign up. I just did it like last week, and I don't really know much about it yet, but as soon as I start getting some subscribers, I have one now. Ooh, one subscriber, and I'm very grateful. But I just started it, so I didn't really tell anybody about it yet. But I don't know, but you know me, I'll be giving away some cool stuff for sure. I do this every single day. All right, so now let's take, let's see, this is lilac. So let's grab some lilac, and let's put some lilac on the tips. This is a really pretty color flower too. I like doing this one because it doesn't take forever, you know, to do one. Sometimes you're just not in the mood to do one that just is so detailed, you know. This one is, it's detailed, but it's just kind of it's a quick one. And you can use this calendar too, which is kind of cool. I have it up on my wall right now since I just did it. Okay. I have the Brando calendar too, which I should be doing, but I guess I didn't like the picture this month. That was in the book. I don't know, it didn't inspire me to color it. I guess that was why I didn't do it, but oh well. Alright, this one's really pretty. I love this color combination actually. I just make it a little bit darker in some areas. There we go. That's a pretty little guy. See, it's really vintage looking. It's just very, very vintage and very light and airy. And it's kind of cool because you can learn different color combinations. So let's see what else one we got here. We have a blue lake and some lilac. Let's try, I want to teach you a combination with that. So let's do this flower. Well, this flower probably would look better since we have this here. It would probably be better to put that right in here to balance out the picture itself. So let's do this rose instead. So this one, let's take some blue lake and let's just leave some of the, well, okay, I guess I'll have to show you something else now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blue lake in like this, and I'm going to do it kind of heavier, and I'll show you why in a minute. I'll do two leaves for you. So let's put the blue lake in fairly heavy, and then let's take our handy dandy eraser tool and let's go through and starting from the tip, bringing the color down so it stays darker in the middle, but just get the tip of it off. There we go. See? It's a cool little technique, huh? I like to use that all the time. Alright, do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. I'm just doing it darker in the bottoms and then light at the tips. Darker and then light on the tips. And then handy dandy eraser. It's even cool if you get them over here too, because if you want to lighten these tips up, you can lighten the tips over here too. Just lighten them up. See? Brightens it up, huh? You wouldn't think that that works, but it does. So brighten that up. And then let's get these ones brightened. Get these ones going. Okay. 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 And then in here, I'll do the same. In here I'm kind of leaving the areas white already because I want it to be much lighter. I don't want it to have any blue on some of these tips. So, there we go. Okay, now let's put in some lilac. This is that lilac color, and we're gonna lay some lilac in here in some areas. Doesn't have to even be all the areas, just some areas. See? Easy, but it looks really pretty, huh? Okay. Okay, there we go. So now these are all these various color combinations that we can do here. Okay, so now let's do this one here. This one here, we're going to do Deco Pink, Blush Pink, and Lilac. Those are the three. So we're going to take some Deco Pink, put the Deco Pink in nicely, how it comes across like this. Very nice. We've got Deco Pink. Alright, so now let's put the Blush Pink in. So now we're going to put it in here, in the bottoms. In the bottoms. Here in the bottoms, and we'll go across the top, across the top. This is a good practice on colors. All right, now let's do lilac, and lilac, let's put it in the base here. Just come up a little bit. We just want a hint of the color so that you can, and then put some lilac on the tips maybe. Another really soft watercolory combination. Lilac. Okay. We'll put some in here, huh? There we go. All right. And so that was that combination. Alright, so the rest of these flowers here, we just continue putting them in with the same combinations that I taught you, but I mean whichever kind of combinations you feel like putting in. And then we got to do some leaves now. So with some leaves, I have some goldenrod, Kelly green. Let's try a couple leaves here. Some goldenrod, Kelly green to show you what these leaves look like. So you put the goldenrod in, maybe some on the tips, some in the middle, bottom, you know, like that, and leave some areas light. And then we put the Kelly green in, put it maybe darker in here, lighter here, darker maybe here, darker in here. However you want to combine these colors, but this is the look that it has. And this is a good color for a vintage leaf. They use a lot of the goldenrods and the olivey greens. We need to add a different color green though, so we can have a little bit more new color combinations, huh? Alright, so let's, there we go. So I'll put a couple of these green leaves in here. And you just vary the colors so that the leaves all don't look the same. Have some, you know, where they might be a little bit lighter, a little darker. You don't want them all the same, you know. Even though they're the same color hue, the leaves are all different. Maybe you want to add a little bit more goldenrod in here, maybe. You can even, if you want, take some of that Crimson Lake that we were using before, and you could put some Crimson Lake in there if you want to give it a little bit more of a interesting feel to it. And you know, any of these colors you can bring in. I mean, for the heck of it, let's just throw in a little bit of lilac. You know, you could throw in a little bit of that blue. This is like a real watercolory leaf, isn't it? But you see what I mean? It's a nice, interesting way to do a leaf, but yet the colors are continuous because they all blend together. If you don't like it so dark, you can lighten it up, give it some highlights in some areas. See, you can just, I mean, there's so many ways to play around with this. You just can continue to put it in. Now, maybe darker on this side, huh? Maybe make the side, whole side a little darker. Yeah, just playing around. So until you get something that you kind of like, and then there you go. There's a nice leaf combination. Okay, we'll do another combination here, which is a Deco yellow. Put the Deco yellow in first, and then let's try a Limepeel, and we'll put some Limepeel in. It's a little bit brighter of a color, but it's adds a lot of oomph. Well, that's yellow green, and this, I mean, this was Deco yellow and Limepeel. And so you just continue and do all these flowers using these various combinations and the various colors that we have in our palette, which is right here, the total. So we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a total of 10 colors. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the other greens I'll just put down on the same page. You don't have to use 2 pieces of paper, which was the Deco yellow. So this is how you make your own little color charts. When you get color charts, you just, I'll give you a blank one of these too, so you can add whatever you want. So this is that, and then we used this green here, which was the Limepeel. So you just kind of put it on here like this, so you can go back in it for reference and see what it looked like. And then you write the numbers down of the colors so you know what they were. You just make a little circle, and then make a circle of the other one, and then you write down what the numbers were. So you take out your paper, I mean your thing, and you say, okay, this is 1011, so you go 1011, and this was the Deco yellow, so you put Deco yellow, and then this one was Limepeel, and then you want to write the number down for reference, so you have 1005. Okay, so if you do any interesting color combinations that you like, just write them down like this. I have enough room. I have these ones on here for this particular set. I'm going to complete the whole thing, and I'll give you a copy of this original that I did. You'll have a copy of that to use as a reference, and you can enjoy that. Oh, you know what you can also do too is go around these numbers with some colors. So like, you know, let's say you wanted to add some blue to these, so maybe you can just go around these colors with the blue. Okay, or you could do like one wee, or however, make them all different colors, however you want. I'm just going to do this one probably all blue, just for the sake, just to leave it, make it easier, I guess. So yeah, so you just kind of go around and have fun with these little numbers. This is a really nice, just relaxing, nice coloring plot project. Plus you can keep it up on your wall. And so every month I will be making one of these, and I'm going to be doing a daily one as well, because these don't take all that long. Some of them I'll do more intricately, like I'll do, you know, there'll be more intricate ones. Depends on my mood, I guess, on that particular day. So thanks for coloring with me, and I hope you have a good time coloring yours. Please go to my Facebook page, by the way, because I'm just starting out that Facebook page, and I want you to be able to post your pictures. I'm so dying to see what they look like. It's going to be so cool, especially if you choose different color combinations. But I still like to see the ones that I've taught you. And just, I like to see everybody's work. That's really exciting to me. And by the way, you guys, I really, really love comments. I just love them. I look for them. I like wait for my thing to beep. I go, oh, I got a comment. I got a comment. And I get so excited. So please like my, this video, and then subscribe. And then if you want to get notifications, there's a little bell icon. If you click that, every time I put something new out, you'll get a copy, you know, or you'll know what it was, so you don't miss out on anything. I'm just adding a little blue lake onto this flower because I was looking at it saying, oh, it needs a little blue lake. But so you see what I mean when you're doing these flowers? You could just, it's so fun. It's an endless amount of possibilities. So thank you for watching, and remember, go to Etsy.com to download this, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff on there too if you haven't seen it already. So thanks a lot, and happy coloring. Until next time, ta-ta.